Good morning, frosty here in beautiful West Wales. 3 frosts on a row, which is quite a lot for down here. So yeah, it's frozen things quite well. Beautiful morning. Excuse me looking a bit rough, but my 9-month-old decided to give me a 24-hour vomiting bug. So yeah, a bit ropey this morning, but trying to make the most of frosty weather. It's meant to go milder tonight, so we're going to bring these tuck lambs home a day early, just while the ground's soft enough to, hard enough to run on. So they're just having the breakfast and take them back. They're not going till Tuesday morning, so I'll just pop them in a paddock nearer home once I've dragged them out. But I just want to pull this fence up. Tuck lambs which are running around to yearlings have been grazing this forage rate, but they're about, let me hand out the way, they're about done. It didn't come that well down the bottom, so I've got a nice bit of ryegrass down there. So yeah, we'll pull this up and just let them go at it then. So I'll just do that while they're eating, and then yeah, we'll get them down the road. These lads telling them breakfast. Just get me the pen really, and then they'll be loaded up and head back down the farm. So this is a fence system we brought this time. This one is a hotline. It's just 3 reel system, geared reels. Each reel's 500 meters. Yeah, it's worked really well. Run electric fencing for years and geared reels, but it was all getting a little bit older wires. They had quite a good offer in Mole Valley, so I just brought this system this time. So we'll put it up now. Yeah, it's been running this single strand down this fence just to bring power down to the brake fence then. So yeah, it is frosty this morning, my fingers are numb, so let's see how this goes. This blue wire, the crocodile clips, is a homemade jumper because last time I moved the fence, I managed to misplace this and then found it the next day. So we'll just go on the bottom end now and reel them in. So some people might be interested to know what we are grazing here. So this is, it's called Gorilla, and it's a hybrid brassica, hybrid forage rape. Yeah, it went in towards the end of June. The idea was to get the early bite for sail tups. We had that drought, but it still did catch up. When we had that rain, it did catch up, and I managed to graze sail tups across it. But that'd be why it's a little bit stemmier in places. That's nothing wrong with the variety, it's just that I put it in earlier because I was trying to kill two birds with one stone. So I just got to deal with the stems, which I think will be easy enough. But a bit which didn't come because of the drought area, I did go back over again because I mixed ryegrass in with it. The ryegrass had quite a good start. It was harbouring a few slugs. There's only so many slug pellets I was prepared to put on here because it's rented ground. It's not from a money point of view as well, but also we've got water course at the bottom. There's two drains going across this field, and you don't want to be irresponsible with slug pellets, so I might have sacrificed a little bit, but I've still got a good crop of ryegrass there to graze over. The varieties nowadays, I mean, I'm 40 next year, and in my time they've come on tremendous. They grow in, how long the leaves latch, the feed quality of it. I mean, the frost resistant, we had a frost last week, we had 2 days of frost last week. This is our third consecutive day over this end of this week into the weekend, and if you just kick the leaves, perfect underneath, they don't wilt, they don't get damaged. I mean, once upon a time, a couple of frosts and they would just be mushy for nothing. So yeah, so as I say, it's called Gorilla. I had it mixed with a ryegrass, just perennial ryegrass, give me two options, and just try and tie in the bottom of the ground a little bit so we weren't treading away too much, and hopefully there'll be a bite to turn out into a spring before we reseed it. I got it from Field Options, so that's the seed house division of Procam, and that's just how I use. Yeah, real prompt delivery, not ridiculously expensive. I think, to be honest, forage crops are actually a really cheap grazing option nowadays. They really are. You can compare them to the price of creek pellets and finisher rations, and this was really easy to establish. The idea was to direct drill it, but we were on that drought, and the contractor was a bit dubious. He said, I come and direct drill it, and this drought stays on, it's not going to germinate. It might look like I've done something wrong, although I know it wouldn't do, but it's covering his backside a little bit. So like I said, I glyphosate it, Roundup it off, and then about a week, 10 days later, I literally went through it twice with the harrows, no cultivator or anything, just the harrows, just pulled the bottom out a bit, broadcast this on. I did roll it very well, and then, like I say, just waited for rain, which did take longer than I wanted. But when it did came, it just started germinating. It was just, yeah, it just went away. It's brilliant. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here for now, because I've got to put these tup lambs in the box, let these tups back on here to graze this off, and then I'm going to fire them down the race, put my hand on them, probably dag them out tomorrow, but I'll tie it in with this video, because the stomach's a bit delicate to be bending over for too long. Right, cheers. I just thought I'd finish the video and just explain what we feed and why we feed it. So the finishing lambs are trying to finish on a ration like this. This is just a basic finishing ration from our local farmers cooperative. So it's whole maize, it's barley, it's wheat feed pellets, biscuit pellets, that type of stuff. So it's 16% protein, but a lot higher energy for putting that finish on them. So that's what the lambs which are finishing are on. But the lambs which are running around, shielding rams next year, are on this Carr's Billington Supreme Ram Mix. So it's got micronized maize, rolls maize, sugar beet, oats, alfalfa, wheat feed pellets, protein pellets, soya, etc. The difference with this is 17% protein, and it'll be a lower density energy. Just basically to keep the muscle growing over the winter. We're not too bothered about putting finish on them over the winter, as long as they're growing the frame and the muscles. It's a bit like a sports person, or if you're into your gym and stuff like that, you want any protein to build your muscle. And this is just for putting the finish on the lambs which are going to slaughter then. So